Hi boys and girls, welcome to Writing Time. Today we are going to take all that research that we did last week about our chosen ocean animal and we are going to begin writing our rough draft. And if you read on the slide before you came to this video, you know that today we're only focusing on the introduction. So the introduction, as all the stories that we've written and we've talked about introductions, is where we hook that reader. We make them want to read our papers like, oh, this sounds interesting. This is something I want to know. And so today that's what we're doing. We're writing that hook. We want to give them a couple sentences and make them want to read more. So I gave you on the slide a couple different ways to make your introduction and to use that hook. The first thing you could do is tell a surprising fact about your animal. What is something that other people may not know? Because remember, we researched a lot of different marine animals. So maybe you have a fact that got your attention that you think, oh, this would be a good way to grab my reader's attention. The other thing you could do is ask your reader a question like, have you ever seen an animal with 70 sharp teeth? Okay, I'm asking them a question, but then they're going to want to read to find out what that animal is. Even if they had a guess, they want to read and find out if they're right. And if they didn't know, they want to read to find it out. So those are the two ways we can give them a surprising fact about our animal that makes them want to read more. We could ask them a question about the animal, or we could do a little combo where you tell them a fact and then ask them something too. So for my demonstrations, I am doing a clownfish. That was one of the marine animals that we had a choice of researching. So that's what Mrs. Morrow researched. So I've already got my little title all about clownfish up here. And now I'm going to write my introduction, okay? So I even tried to put a little pink line on my paper because remember how we've talked about with writing, we start at that pink line, we go all the way across the page, then we come back to that pink line. We don't want to see our page going sideways, all right? So first is the introduction, and I do want you to go ahead and label it today since this is our rough draft because we are going to be writing a final draft. So let's just make sure we have each section before we write our final draft. So introduction, okay? So how I'm gonna start. So I'm doing that clownfish. I'm gonna use I can just use orange. Okay, I'm gonna start with a question that has a cool fact in it. So watch this. My introduction is gonna say, can you see that color? Yeah. Hard to write like this. Did you know that there is not all the way here because I left that first indentation, type of fish that is covered in a mucus, and mucus is kind of like slime, okay? So I could put that is covered in a mucus or slime, because that might be easier for people to understand, that protects them from the venom and it's the venom of a sea and a man. Now look at that super long question. Okay, I want to read it one more time. Did you know that there is a type of fish that is covered in a mucus or slime that protects them from the venom of a sea anemone? And it's true. So I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to say, I'm going to pick a different color. I'm worried about you guys seeing that. I guess you can. So my next little sentence is just going to say, it's true. Because I asked a question, did you know? Now I'm just going to say, that's true. It's a true fact because I'm writing a research paper. It's a nonfiction paper, right? And then I'm going to tell you it. Clownfish can't be stung by a sea anemone and these two sea creatures, I'm going to run out of room. I have to go on to this other paper, but that's okay. These two sea creatures, you know what? Instead of sea creatures, I'm going to put sea animals. Oh no, creatures is kind of weird. Animals have become roommates. What? Roommates and teammates. Okay, that's kind of an interesting fact because if the sea anemone can poison other fish, but they can't poison a clownfish and now they're roommates and teammates, how does that work? So I'm hoping that this introduction is making you think, wait, why would you want to live by something that has venom? And how do they work together as teammates? That's my hope, right? Because I want my introduction, I'm going to make that an exclamation mark. I want my introduction to pull the reader in. I want them to know more. So today, that is your job. You're only writing your introduction. So if you look at Miss Morrow's, I think I had a super long sentence, but I only have 3 sentences there. But I want you to have 3, 4 really good sentences. So when I wrote it on my paper, it looks like this. And remember, the introduction isn't going to be all your facts. This is just that little nibble to make them want to read more. That's all you're writing today on your paper, your introduction. We're going to do a little every day. By Friday, we will have our rough draft completely done, and you will be making your paper into a book, an actual book. And I'm going to give you all that stuff next week, okay? So then we'll have those last 8 days. We're going to actually publish it into a book, okay? So today, introduction. Think of those strategies and skills that we use to hook the reader, and we'll move on from there. Good luck, guys. I can't wait to see them. When you have your introduction written, please take a picture for me and either put it on Seesaw or on Google Classroom so I can get a peek at it. If you would like to read it to me on Seesaw, that sometimes helps because sometimes when you take your pictures, they're a little far back and Miss Morrow has trouble reading them. I can't hardly see them. So good luck. If you have any questions, just give me a holler. Bye, guys.